Was good. So you're trying to raise your credit score from a 500 into a 700 and you're trying to increase it over 200 points. Well, I'm going to show you how you can do that within a matter of months or in a few weeks, depending on what you have on your credit report. So you already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. So before I get into the steps of actually fixing your credit and getting your credit score raised 200 points, I just want to give you a little back history, right? So most of you guys are looking at Credit Karma, which is a true score. However, most banks ain't looking at that credit score. So what you want to do is actually look at what the banks are actually looking at, and they looking at the FICO score. So what you want to do is identify and understand what is the FICO score and what is it actually broken up into. So if you didn't know, it's broken up to 5 different parts. And what's going on is everybody's looking at Credit Karma, which has your real score, but it only reports 2. And what you want to have is all 3, because once you have all 3, now you can basically fix up all 3 credit scores. And when the banks are pulling your credit score, you probably don't know which one they're going to pull, Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. So now that you have all 3 cleaned up, now you're going to be in good standing, so you don't have to worry about just trying to get approved with TransUnion or Equifax. You have all 3 credit reports cleaned up. So first you want to understand what your credit score is made up, and then you want to start improving in each area. And I'm going to show you step by step on how to improve each area of your credit score, so you can go ahead and raise your credit score to get that house, that car, whatever you want, personal business funding, or no down payment on whatever you're trying to do with credit. You just got to identify what you're lacking in and understand what you need to improve in each area to go ahead and increase that credit score, so you can get that house, that car, that money, or whatever you're trying to do with credit. So first things first, what you want to do is download your credit report. You want to face the beast and see what's really going on your credit report. So you want to go to annualcreditreport.com and download a free copy of your credit report. It's for free, and you'll be able to see what's going on your credit report. You want to identify and analyze your credit report and see all the negative items on your credit report. And first, just go line item by line item, or you can go to the link in the description and I'll show you a tri-merge credit report, and you'll be able to see all the accounts, all the negative accounts, and you're going to be able to go line item by line item by line item on all the negative accounts and see what's not reporting correctly. You want to look at the account number. You want to look at the date open. You want to look at the date of last activity. You want to look at the balance. You want to look at all that and make sure it's properly reported correctly on each credit bureau, right? So TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, they have to have the same date. They have to have the same account number. They have to have the same date of last activity. They have to have the same balance. And if they don't have the same balance, what you want to do is highlight it, circle it, whatever you have to do. You're not going to dispute it. You just want to analyze your credit report, right? And I'm going to show you how to improve that or remove those negative items off your credit report by just simply sending out my free secret letter and getting that removed off your credit report. So I'm just going to show you the steps you need to do to actually get to where you want to be. So I'm just showing you how to download your credit report. I'm showing you how to analyze your credit report. I'm showing you what you need to be looking for so you can get those inaccuracies, because the burden of proof is on the credit bureaus, the people that are reporting all these negative items, to get these items deleted. So step number 1, what you want to do is download your credit report. That's step number 1. Just download your credit report from annualcreditreport.com and analyze your credit report. Look at all the collections on each account, and just or go on the link in the description. It's much easier. It's going to only be for $1, and you'll be able to see a tri-merge and see every single account on your credit report with TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, and you'll be able to see line item by line item. So another way to improve your credit score is being added as an authorized user. You can go to one of your friends, you can go to one of your family members and be added, a close family member, and be added as an authorized user. This is another way, a guaranteed way to increase your credit score, because what's going to happen is you're going to be added on their credit card, and what's going to happen is you're going to get their payment history, you're going to get their utilization, you're going to get all that. And if they have 1 or more cards and they have 3 or 4 cards, what's going to happen is they're going to increase your credit score is going to increase by you being added on as an authorized user, because you're gaining all that information and you're added on your credit report as well. But make sure before you get added on as an authorized user, make sure they don't have no missed payments. Make sure their utilization, they barely use that credit card and it's below 10%, because if it's over 30%, it's going to be over 30% on your credit report. If they have a missed payment, you're going to have a missed payment on your credit report. So make sure you do your due diligence and ask those questions, because you want to make sure you don't get that negative history and add it on your credit report, because you're in the process of improving your credit score. So you don't want to have to do extra work that don't need to be done. So just make sure you ask the questions as you Are you paying on time? Is your utilization below 10%? And if it's not, then you don't need to be added on that credit card or those credit cards that they have. Just make sure you do your due diligence and ask those questions before you get added. And then once you do get added on that credit cards, or once you do get their credit information pulled onto your credit report, and this is what I was talking about, how you can increase your credit score within a few weeks. This is one of the key ways to do that, because now you're going to be added on as their now you're going to be added on their credit card, and your credit scores are going to increase based off of their history and what they have going on. And another secret way you can actually improve your credit score that a lot of people don't really talk about is, if you're renting right now, you can basically report your backdated history of your apartment history, right? So if you're reporting right now and you've been living at your apartment for the last 2 to 3 years, you can add those last 2 years on your credit report, which is 24 months of payment history, add it onto your credit report. It'll increase your credit score, because one of the key factors in your FICO score is average age, right? And payment history. So 35% of your credit score is payment history. And if you're getting all that payment history added onto your credit report, is going to increase your credit score. So 35% of your actual credit score is 192.5 points. So by you being added on an authorized user, added on as authorized user, and if you're reporting your rent right now on your credit report, you'll see your credit score increase, because you're adding that history on your credit report. And what the FICO score love is history. They love to see a mix of accounts, and they love to see these different type of things improving your credit. And as you're removing these negative items, which I'm going to show you how to do, you're going to see a big increase, 100 point increase in your credit score, just like that, by being added as an authorized user and adding those all that history on your report, on your apartment, added onto your credit report. And this is another way to improve your credit score. So now that you download your credit report, now that you did your due diligence by being added as an authorized user, and you're reporting your history on your credit report, what you want to do is now set up the credit bureaus. And how you set the credit bureaus up is by using my free secret letter. The link is in the description. It's free, and I'm going to show you how to properly use this the secret letter to set the credit bureaus up. What you're going to do is set them up, because you're going to tell them to check every piece of information on your credit report and report back to you within 30 to 45 days. They have to do a proper investigation. Do not dispute online, because you're going to skip out on the investigation process. So what you want to do is make sure you set the credit bureaus up by sending each one of them a letter to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. You're going to send it certified, and what's going to happen is within 30 to 45 days, you're going to get results back, right? And what's going to happen is either the account's going to get removed, or it's going to say it's been verified, it's been properly verified. And you know it wasn't properly verified, because when you did on step number 1 was when you analyzed your credit report, you saw the open date was wrong, you saw the date of last activity wrong, you saw the date of last payment was wrong, you saw the balance was wrong on each credit report, right? And you basically highlighted each one, so you know they're not reporting correctly when they say it's been properly verified, everything is reported on there is correct. So what you want to do is you set them up. Basically, you told them, or you had them saying that everything was correct, and you know everything wasn't correct, and now you're just going to use that information that you know that it wasn't correct as leverage to get that account removed, because they can't go back on their word. Once they said everything is correct, everything is reported correctly, everything is verified, now you just use that information that you know as leverage to get that account removed by properly setting them up with this free secret letter. And all you got to do is just set them up, and it's that simple. It's going to take time, of course. It's not going to happen on the first or second round, but as long as you stay consistent and being relentless and sending it off to the credit bureaus every single month, you're going to get the account removed. You just got to keep on sending the letters in. You got to keep on using and changing it up every single time. And if you need help, you can book a call with me, and I'll show you the steps that you need. But what you want to do is first put in the work and go ahead and send off the free secret letter. It's that simple. Once you send the letter off, and once you get that accounts, once you get those accounts, once you get them set up, once you set up the credit bureaus, then you'll see what I'm talking about. But what you want to do is just send the letter in and send 2 forms of identification so they know it's you, and send it off certified. And what you're going to do next after that is, if they don't get it removed, or if they don't, or they're playing crazy, what you want to do is send all your evidence to the CFPB. A lot of people don't know about them, but it's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that controls the credit bureaus. And what you want to do is follow up with them and send all your information that you've been doing with them. And what's going to happen after you send the information with them, they're going to follow up with them, and it's going to take about 14 days to respond back to you with updated results. And most likely, the account is going to get removed off your credit report. And this is how you get your accounts removed, and you get that 200 plus credit score by just using this letter, by using authorized users and reporting rent. And if you don't have no credit cards, if you don't have no mix of accounts, what you want to do is start adding different type of accounts on your credit report. You want to use self, you want to use credit show, you want to add rent reports, you want to have authorized users. And those are the type of mix of accounts that makes up 10% of your credit score. And having different type of accounts, right? 10% of 550, and where I got the 550 is the highest credit score you can have is an 850, and the lowest credit score you can have is a 300. That means you have 550 points to play with. So now that you know you have 550 points to play with, 10% of 550 is 55 points. Once you have different mix of accounts, you'll start increasing your credit score. Another way to improve your credit score is removing those hard inquiries off your credit report, right? They stay on your credit report for 2 years, but if you start to remove them, they are anywhere between 2 to 3 points. After a year, they don't really have that much, they don't really hurt your credit score as hard as it was when you actually started, when you went to a car place and they jacked your credit score by adding all those hard inquiries, right? So what you want to do is start removing those hard inquiries off your credit report and start adding different type of accounts on your credit report. And you want to add a credit card, because if you don't have a credit card and utilization is 30% of your credit score, that is a major impact, right? 30% of 550 is 165 points. So if you don't have no credit card at all in your credit report, by you simply adding a credit card on your credit report, you'll see your credit score increase dramatically, because you just added the account that is needed on your credit report that will help your FICO score. So make sure you're paying on time, make sure you have no missed payments, make sure you add your credit card, make sure you stay below 10%, 7% or lower, make sure you have different type of accounts. The average age, you want to add different type of, you want to add that history that I talked about with the authorized users, and that will help you increase your credit score, and you'll see a dramatic impact of your points going up based off of the things I just told you. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you for watching every single video of mine. And if you haven't, go watch them, go check them out. If you need help cleaning up your credit report, watch this video right here, and I'll show you step by step on how to actually analyze your credit report, what I talked about earlier, and how to do the things I talked about, so you can go ahead and get that increase that you're looking for. Thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. I'll see you on the other side of good credit.